So, I finally turned 17, which means it was time for me to watch one of the most talked about romance movies ever, 500 Days of Summer. And let me tell you, it is hands down one of the best movies I've ever seen. And I have a lot of thoughts I need to share. So if you've been living under a rock and haven't seen 500 Days of Summer, first of all, what are you doing? But don't worry, I've got you. The movie, released in 2009, is a romantic comedy that tells the story of Tom Hansen, played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who works as a greeting card writer but dreams of being an architect. He meets Summer Finn, played by Zooey Deschanel, a woman who doesn't believe in true love. The movie isn't told in a normal, linear way. Instead, we jump in between points in their 500-day relationship, going from the highest highs, playful dates, deep conversations, to the lowest lows, where reality really starts to hit Tom like a ton of bricks. Tom is a total romantic. He believes Summer is the one, but Summer, she's always been upfront about not looking for anything serious. Of course, Tom hears that and thinks, yes, she'll change her mind because I'm different. Spoiler alert, she doesn't. Eventually, Summer breaks up with Tom. He falls apart, questions everything he believed about love, and by the end, he's grown as a person, but not before going through some serious emotional turmoil. Now, watching this movie, I, along with so many others, felt frustrated with Summer at certain points, like, how did she break up with Tom so suddenly? Why did she say that she didn't believe in love only to marry someone right after? It feels so unfair. But here's the thing, it's actually not confusing at all. Summer was actually honest from the very beginning. She never promised Tom anything serious, but you chose to believe that she would eventually change her mind, and that right there is the whole point of the movie. Tom doesn't actually love Summer for who she really is. He loves an idea of her, the version of her that exists in his head. His entire perception of love is built on movies, music, and wishful thinking. He barely has any relationship experience, and we see him obsessing over the tiniest things. Like when Summer gives him a short answer in the elevator about a weekend, he spends hours analyzing it.
It's off.
What?
Me and Summer.
Was it ever on?
No, but it could have been in a world where good things happen to me.
You know, it gets to the point where his 7th grade sister has to be the voice of reason. You know, you're down bad when you're asking your middle school sibling for relationship advice. And then, of course, we get that classic post-hookup dance sequence straight out of every rom-com ever. Tom thinks he's in the perfect love story, but he is the only one seeing it that way. One of the most powerful moments in the film is actually the moment we knew the relationship was not gonna work. Happens when Tom and Summer go into the movies. They're watching The Graduate, and there's a scene where the newlyweds look absolutely miserable, and then suddenly Summer starts bawling her eyes out. And that right there is when she knows that it's not going to work. That's her future with Tom, and literally right after this, she breaks up with him. Now, I totally get why Summer can come across as cold or inconsiderate here. It's like, why date him at all if you knew you weren't in love? But here's something very important. This whole movie is from Tom's perspective. Of course, it's gonna make Summer seem unfair. He's the main character and we're seeing everything through his eyes. Even Joseph Gordon-Levitt himself has pointed this out. Tom is not the perfect romantic we think he is. He's unreliable, and that makes us naturally side with him, even though Summer was clear from the beginning.
Summer is completely honest
and upfront
the entire
from the beginning.
movie. That's right. Right, but you also aren't seeing the the downsides of this character because it's all told from his perspectives. You're not
Right.
seeing him not listening to her,
yeah.
which is much less cute.
This all leads to the final scene, their last conversation at the park where they used to hang out. And here's what's so cool about it. Tom and Summer have completely switched roles. At the beginning of the movie, Tom is a hopeless romantic. He believes in fate, in soulmates, and in finding the one. Summer, on the other hand, is a total love pessimist. She doesn't believe in love at all. But in the final scene, they've completely flipped. Now, Tom is the one saying he doesn't believe in fate anymore, and Summer is the one saying, actually, you're right. I just knew when I met him.
I don't think I'll ever understand that. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
It just happened.
Right, but that's what I don't understand. What just happened?
I just woke up one day and I knew.
This is such a powerful moment because it shows how much relationships, even the failed ones, can change us. Tom thought Summer was his happily ever after, but instead she became the person who forced him to grow. That's what I really like about it. Their love story ends, but it wasn't all for nothing. Now, I really think 500 Days of Summer is really brilliant because even though Tom and Summer don't work out, their relationship has lasting effects on both of them. Summer learns to open herself up to love, and Tom, he finally wakes up. He stops living in the fantasy world and actually starts working towards his dream of becoming an architect. By the end, Tom is in a much better place emotionally and career-wise, and just when we think his story is over, he meets someone new. And what's she called? Autumn, of course.
Why not?
Okay, well then I'll just, I'll wait for you.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. My name's Tom.
Nice to meet you. I'm Autumn.
Love isn't about finding a perfect person. It's about timing, maturity, and real connection. Tom had to go through this heartbreak to learn that. So, 500 Days of Summer is a masterpiece, in my opinion, and one I think that speaks for all relationships. If you've seen it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Summer was unfair to Tom, or was just Tom blinded by his own idealism? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe. First video posting on this channel, so hopefully I can make more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.